Kansas, where over 50,000 fans are ready to watch the 6th-ranked, undefeated Baylor Bears coming to town to take on the Wildcats of Kansas State. And tonight, we will witness the beginning for this young man. Jerrett Stidham, a true freshman, 19 years old from Stevensville, Texas, makes his first career start. His mission to guide the Baylor Bears to the national championship. Hi everybody, I'm Gus Johnson along with my partner Joel Klatt, and welcome to the Little Apple. The college football rankings came out, college football playoff rankings came out on Tuesday, and needless to say, there are some disappointed members of the Big 12 who feel disrespected.
Well, and they've come to get used to this. You know, Baylor was sitting there at number 5 last year at the end of the season, and now to start this season out, in the season of the college football playoff rankings, they start at number 6. So that chip that they played with on their shoulder the entire first half of the season, Gus, that's turned into an enormous boulder. I can't wait to watch how they play. And now as they go into this gauntlet of their November schedule, Jerrett Stidham, the true freshman, has the entire college football world fixated on him tonight against Kansas State in his first start to see how he plays. This team right now is being viewed with caution by the College Football Playoff Ranking Committee. They put him at 6. They want to see how the true freshman plays, how he produces for Art Briles. No pressure. All of college football, Jerrett Stidham, is watching you tonight.
So he's got the key, so don't
crash the car.
All right, time to join the 3rd member of our team on the sideline, Molly McGrath.
Thanks, Gus. Baylor quarterback Jerrett Stidham was the first player on the field for pregame warm-ups. He looked calm and told me that his sleep last night was just so-so. Stidham had just received a good luck text message from Seth Russell saying, "Be confident, be poised. I wish I could be there with you tonight." Stidham expects this to be a tough environment, but he's ready for it and told me that he is most excited for that first big play. And he'll have help from running back Shock Linwood, who told me that he plans to be physical and fight for extra yards to help spark some confidence in his young quarterback. Gus?
All right, thank you very much, Molly. Baylor won the toss and will receive the football, so we'll see Jerrett Stidham early in this game. Weather, 58 degrees. It's windy and getting chilly as well. This is a series that dates back to 1969. Kansas State leads at 7-5. Baylor coming off a win over Iowa State 45-27. Kansas State lost to Texas in their last game 23-9 in Austin. Kansas State, they've lost 4 in a row. And we're underway from Manhattan. Zamara and Platt are back deep, and this one brought out of the end zone by Platt. And he'll get to the 18-yard line, Chris Platt, before being taken down. So a couple things you want to know when Baylor has the football.
Well, this offense is a roster-driven offense. It's not a quarterback-driven offense. Jerrett Stidham has great players around him, and now he's got the keys to that very fast sports car called the Baylor offense. Don't crash the car, young man. And then for the defense, Elijah Lee has to lead this defense and allow no freebies early. The last thing they want to do is allow a young quarterback to gain confidence via the big play.
First down and 10 at the 19-yard line, and they'll throw a first down. Corey Coleman with the catch, gets up the sideline. There's a big play on the first play. Coleman out of bounds inside Kansas State territory. They mark it at the 46. Sean Newland pushed him out of bounds. Stidham, there's the first big play of the game.
And a great example that he doesn't have to do much. All he's got to do is execute his reads, get the ball to the playmakers, and allow them to run.
Gain of 36 yards. Stidham throwing it again, steps up, he'll run it and slide down as he crosses the line of scrimmage. So here's a kid that was a dual threat at quarterback in high school, 3-time All-State at Stephenville, top 10 quarterback, recruit by every service. As a senior, he combined for 3,900 yards and 50 touchdowns. 2nd and 9. Stidham to Shock Linwood out of the backfield, squares his shoulders, first down and more. As Shock Linwood Knocked out of bounds by Elijah Lee after a 20-yard gain.
I know it's a little thing, but I love the play so far from Stidham. That ball was accurately thrown right on Linwood's chest and allowed him to run after the catch.
Baylor has scored a touchdown on its first drive in every game this season. Stidham. And incomplete. That one thrown a little bit low for Jay Lee.
The tempo for Baylor early in this game has been frenetic. You get the sense that just now inside the 15, he's starting to catch his breath a little bit, realize where he's at. First poor throw of the night.
Second down and 10.
Kansas State gave away the blitz too soon. Baylor will check the play. Usually means man coverage on the outside.
Here Stidham runs the option, the pitch. Linwood running over Wildcats. Gets inside the 5-yard line as Sean Newland delivered the hit.
And a straight option off of the in man on the line of scrimmage. Unblocked, the quarterback attacks his inside shoulder. You pitch the ball to the running back. It should be wide open, which it was for a first down.
Gain of 11. First and goal at the 1. Opening drive for Baylor that started at their own 19-yard line. Linwood in the backfield with Stidham. Stidham keeps it. Touchdown, Baylor Bears. Just like that. Art Briles said, I don't look at him as the F word, meaning freshman, because he's not. He's a ready quarterback, and he showed it on the opening drive.
And patience in the ball fake, making the read. Number 97 crashes down. That's DeMonte Hood, the defensive lineman. Stidham knows there's going to be an unblocked player, and he sneaks into the end zone anyways. What a great opening series for Jerrett Stidham.
Chris Callahan comes in to attempt the extra point as Baylor goes on a 7-play drive covering 81 yards. Extra point is good. They score with a true freshman, 19-year-old, in 1 minute and 42 seconds. Baylor on top of K-State, 7-0. Jerrett Stidham, the true freshman, orchestrating a 7-play drive covering 81 yards, scoring in under 2 minutes as he runs it in for the score.
I just love the game plan early. A couple of early hitch routes that he completes right on the chest of his skilled wide receivers. They get north and south. He completes a swing route. Easy throws, but Gus, he executed them perfectly, drove them right down the field.
Now Baylor will send it away. Spencer Evans kicking off. Morgan Burns, Dominique Heath back deep. And Burns from the 3. And Burns stripped up at the 12-yard line. Great special teams coverage by Baylor. So Kansas State comes onto the field. Couple things you need to know when the Wildcats have the football.
Well, you got to keep your eye on Kody Cook, number 19. He's a wide receiver and quarterback. We'll see him in both places tonight. He's going to have a big night because he's their most talented guy on the outside. And for the defense, Baylor, they've got one of the best defensive front sevens out there, and it starts with Andrew Billings. Against the run of Kansas State, Andrew Billings is going to have to play to his potential. Gus, his potential is one of the best defensive linemen in all of America.
Billings missing the Iowa State game with an ankle injury. He's back, joined by Sean Oakman. Hubner, and he'll hand it off. No, fakes the handoff, and he runs it himself. Hubner. Great ball fake. He'll get 8, maybe 9 yards on the play. That's what he does well.
Great with the ball fake in the backfield, but this is the exact type of plan that they're going to need. Now they huddle up, and they're going to try to take as much time off the clock as possible. And yes, they're going to do that even in the first quarter. Play clock at 20. I'm sure it'll get right down to around 10, maybe inside of 10 before he snaps the football.
Second down and 1. And here's the handoff. Jones straight ahead looking for the first down, and he has it. And you're absolutely right, Joel. The Wildcats are more methodical than any team in the Big 12, snapping the ball every 29.4 seconds. That's far and away the slowest pace in the conference.
Well, in this conference, of course, so many high-flying offenses, and Bill Snyder, as Art Briles says, his competitor tonight, will just old school you to death. He's fine. He's very patient, and he will be 3.5 yards at a pop all the way down the field. He's fine playing football like that. Not too many young coaches are patient enough to employ that type of game plan.
So a first down at the 34-yard line for K-State. Winston Dimmel in the backfield with Hubner. Play clock down to 3. Hubner runs it. And a 3-yard gain.
This is going to be a phone booth game, meaning that it's going to be tight quarters, inside the tackle running with the quarterback Joe Hubner, and this defensive line for Baylor is going to have to answer the bell. Andrew Billings is about 85% tonight. He had an ankle injury a couple of weeks ago against West Virginia. Coaches said, listen, we'd rather have Andrew Billings at 85% than anybody else at 100%. We'll see how that run defense holds up early in this game.
Second down and 7. Hubner again. He'll throw it underneath, and it's caught. Kody Cook gobbled it up. Kansas State in Baylor territory.
So here's where he's looking. He's going to be looking right in this hole behind the linebackers. As soon as the linebacker gets too much width, Hubner's going to throw the pop pass behind him for a completion and a first down. That's a designed run, and the quarterback has the ability to stand up and throw the ball, even though the linemen are downfield, but not quite past that 3-yard mark.
Already a 4.5-minute drive for K-State. First down from the Baylor 45. Dimmel and Jones in the backfield. And they'll hand it off to Jones. No. It's Hubner again. I tell you what, I'm getting food on these ball fakes.
Well, he does such a great job. You know, the coaching point on plays like this is that the quarterback wants to ride with the pocket of the running back. His eyes are on the defensive line. He sticks the football out, and then he rides it all the way in. That's as good of ball handling as you'll see from a quarterback in college football. Hubner not only faking out you, Gus, but the defense for Baylor, who had to react and catch him for 5.
Second and 4 at the 26. They hand it off Jones. First down and more. Charlie Jones. Grant Campbell grabbed his ankle, but he gained 13.
Well, this is not what Phil Bennett wants to see, the defensive coordinator for Baylor. Worked for Bill Snyder back during their great run from '99 to 2001. As a defensive coordinator, had some great defenses here at Kansas State, but now it's a different era, and he's charged with going from defending spread offenses all year to now getting in that phone booth against Kansas State.
First down and 10 at the Baylor 14. Gronkowski, Jones in the backfield. Jones again. Jones looking for the end zone. Down at the 1-yard line. Charles Jones and the Kansas State offense rocking now.
Glenn Gronkowski, 48, gets a great block there, and then Charles Jones almost gets into the end zone. Elbow just short at the half-yard line.
A gain of 13. First down and goal at the 1. Quarterback sneak time. Good push. Touchdown. Seventeen-play drive covering 88 yards. Kansas State eats up 9 minutes and 17 seconds.
What a tremendous answer from Kansas State. We see a vintage Baylor drive under 2 minutes right down the field for a touchdown, and Kansas State answers with a methodical, physical, run-oriented drive for a touchdown.
Jack Cantelli comes in to attempt the extra point, and it's good. 3:53 to play in the first quarter. Kansas State counter-punching, going to the body with the run. We're level at 7. Hubner, 10 runs for 27 yards and a touchdown. Jones, 4 carries, 30 yards. Hubner, 3 passes, 3 for 3, 31 yards, all to Cook. Longest drive of the year for Kansas State as young Jerrett Stidham prepares to come back onto the field. Zamara and Platt back deep, and this one will not be returned. Let's go downstairs to Molly McGrath.
Yeah, guys, Jerrett Stidham antsy on Baylor's sideline during that last drive, pacing around, trying to stay warm by a heater. He even got some teammates to throw the ball around with him, so you can tell he is anxious to get back out onto the field, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Molly. And going back to Kansas State in that drive, felt like I was watching some vintage Joe Frazier, Joel.
Yes, I mean, Kansas State was hitting them in the same rib 15 straight times, and then they're walking up the 16th time saying, don't flinch. Just body shot after body shot.
So let's see how Baylor responds. First down and 10 at their own 25. Shock Linwood running the football on first down with space, crosses the 30 up to the 31, gains about 6 yards on the play. And this kid has been awesome. I know the offense and the receivers and the quarterback gets a lot of credit, but Shock Linwood can really run the ball.
Second best rushing team in the entire country.
Linwood again running left this time. He'll stuttered step. He'll lean forward, get close to the first down marker. Markel Bryant with the tackle. He had a 171-yard game against Iowa State, went over 3,000 yards in his Baylor career. Linwood looking for the first down and has it. Shock Linwood and the Bears. And that's one of the deceiving things about this Baylor team. They want to run the ball first.
They do. It's the engine to their entire offense, along with those 5 offensive linemen. Great cut and vision from Shock Linwood to find that left side hole for the conversion.
11-yard gain. First down and 10 at the 45. Stidham to throw over the middle. Caught. See you later. Touchdown, Kody Cannon. 55. Jerrett Stidham is so comfortable, partner. He's already got the shakedown.
He's got the shakedown. I'm going to have to learn that shake. Might have to see that a couple more times. This is such a big league throw from a true freshman making his first start. It is on the money. On the money. Timing plus accuracy equals yards after the catch. That ball was caught by Kody Cannon in stride. It's the only way he makes it to the end zone.
Baylor scores in 56 seconds. Chris Callahan in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. So the big questions coming in to this game for Stidham. Would he be nervous? Would he be ready? Can he lead? Cool as a fan. Asked if the offense will be altered or expectations tempered with Stidham, Art Briles said that would be no. Heck no. And so far, you look at Jerrett Stidham, and you could just see that he's saying to the entire college football world, I got this. Stidham 4 for 5, 119 yards and a touchdown. Evans sends it away. Burns and Heath back deep. This will be Morgan Burns from the 5. And Burns knocked down from behind at the 24-yard line. Charles Jones, the deep man. Huebner to throw it. Now Huebner says, I'm going to run it, gets a good block. And he got a great block from Charles Jones. Taylor Young there to push him out of bounds, but Charles Jones delivered a blow.
Didn't seem like this was a designed run from Huebner, and surprised that Charles Jones actually found it right away. He realizes he's going to go, and he gets out and he blocks Grant Campbell, number 5 from Baylor. That's great awareness from the running back, Charles Jones, playing his best football of his career in the last 3 weeks.
Last 3 plays, gains of 9, 7, and 9 for K-State. 2nd and 1. Deep handoff this time, Jones. And he won't get it. Jamal Palmer, the senior from McKinney, Texas, in on the play. KJ Smith in the vicinity as well.
Jamal Palmer, so athletic. He's only 250 pounds, but at 6'3", that length makes him one of the prototypical modern defenders, kind of a hybrid style guy. Could be an outside linebacker at the next level. Here he plays defensive end in the 4-3 as a senior, playing some very good football with 9.5 tackles for loss on the season.
And they're going to let time expire here in the first quarter. End of the first quarter. Baylor leading Kansas State 14-7. But the Wildcats have their confidence Our score, Baylor 14, Kansas State 7, start of the second quarter. And you had an observation, Joel.
Well, if they run the ball here, they're likely to go for it on 4th down.
Baylor showing blitz. And Huebner will change the play. Huebner runs it. Huebner first down. Huebner sprinting and finally taken down at the Baylor 30. Chance was with a tackle, but it's a 22-yard gain.
Here's the patience. Watch, 65's going to pull around, and Huebner's going to wait for that block to take place before see how he stays behind him, and then he takes off and turns on the jets for the conversion. That's great running from the quarterback, Joe Huebner.
Huebner came in with 258 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. First down and 10 at the 35. And he hands it off. And Jones barreling through the hole, refusing to go down. Tell you what, Joel, this Kansas State offensive line, I think they ate gunpowder this week, chewed on nails, and devoured raw meat.
Coach Snyder said it was all about execution, but I think what you think. I think it was about the diet. Something they were doing. Their mentality tonight, their tenaciousness has just been different than the last 2 games. They scored 9 points total in the last 2 games. So this looks much more like the team that played TCU a few weeks ago when we were last here in Manhattan.
2nd and 1 at the 26. 20 carries already. Huebner, Jones, first down. And you talked about Joe Frazier and body shots. 15 straight times you're hitting him in that floating rib. And then the 16th time, will they flinch? Well, right now, I'm seeing this Baylor defense starting to flinch a little bit.
The first series you saw, what, 3 yards, 3.5 yards, 4-yard gains. And now Phil Bennett's defense giving up the 5-yard gains, 6 yards, 7 yards. They're getting creased now. That physical offensive line starting to win the battle at the line of scrimmage.
First down and 10 to the 22. And Jones tripping. He gains 1 yard. In boxing, they say styles make fights, Joe.
Well, this one is definitely contrasting styles. Baylor, they'll score in 1 second if they could every single series. You know, they don't care about time of possession. Art Briles doesn't mind if his defense is on the field. Just wants them to execute like tennis and get a service break. 1 stop he thinks should do it.
2nd and 10 at the 22. They run the option. Huebner keeps it. It gets pounded. Wow. What a tackle. Campbell in, Palmer as well. And Baylor says they have the football.
And the officials are actually pointing for Baylor. That's the head linesman came in. Gave this ball to the Baylor Bears. Definitely coming out. I think that ball was loose before he hit the ground. That was Jamal Palmer coming in. That athletic hybrid style defender laid out, had his right arm on the ball, and it started to come loose as Huebner was going down to the ground. I don't think he was down.
Grant Campbell delivering a lick. Looks like Baylor has the ball. We'll see right after this.
Get the sense that the play callers, Dana Dimmel and Del Miller for Kansas State, just got bored there with running the football. I would have made Baylor prove that they could stop the run before having to take a shot deep down the field. It's a mistake from Kansas State.
1st and 10 to the 19 for Stidham. And Stidham lofting it wide open. Kody Cook. Touchdown, 81 yards. C. Ryder.
This guy is unbelievable. The most explosive guy I've seen on a field all season long in college football. Corey Coleman just runs right down the field. That's the risk you take if you're going to blitz Baylor. Kansas State bringing the pressure. They don't sit in that customary coverage that they're always running with 2 safeties well deep into the field. and Coleman makes him pay, runs right by him.
Baylor scoring in 10 seconds. Kody Coleman. Kody Coleman, Jerrett Stidham, Jay Lee. They just plug in the freak athletes, as Art Briles always says. I don't recruit athletes, I recruit freaks, he has been quoted as saying.
Well, Kody Coleman is definitely one of those, and we're all learning. The entire country right now learning why Art Briles was not worried about playing Jerrett Stidham.
Kansas State will start from the 25-yard line. First down and 10 at the 30-yard line for Joe Huebner. Huebner over the middle. Nice throw. Good catch. First down. Winston Dimmel, but a flag in the backfield.
I think they're going to get a hands to the face against Baylor.
A personal foul, hands to the face by number 2 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Sean Oakman is right here on the right side of the defense, and at the very end, as he's trying to get to the quarterback, watch his hand slide up right there. You saw the left hand just get into the face mask of the tackle, Cody Whitehair. Cody has played so much football. He was on the watch list to begin the season for the Outland Trophy and the Lombardi Award. It's a great matchup there. Cody Whitehair going against one of the premier pass rushers in the game, Sean Oakman.
First down and 10 at the 43. Play fake. Huebner throws off his back foot, incomplete. He had a wide open Glenn Gronkowski. And that's the major weakness of Joe Huebner, his short passing game.
You know, when you're trying to run those play action passes and allow the fullback to slide out of the backfield, normally, one, they're going to be wide open, especially on that delay, but two, you have got to be patient with your footwork as a quarterback. The quarterback wants to get out of his hands so quickly, but when you're antsy like that, the ball's going to sail because your feet are never set.
Second down and 10 at the 43. So I tell you about your putting joint. Here's Huebner, quarterback draw with room. First down as he gets to the 30. Avion Edwards with the tackle.
That was a nice read from Huebner. This is a design run. He perfectly reads the block of Charles Jones down the field, as well as the guard, Luke Hayes, number 68, with a terrific block down the field as well.
18 carries, 105 yards, and a touchdown for Huebner. Dimmel comes back on the field. Huebner with time. And incomplete. Jones out of the backfield, the intended receiver.
Definitely out of their comfort zone here, Kansas State, on a 2nd and 25. Not much in their playbook designed for this situation. As a quarterback, I always felt like getting half of whatever the distance was in order to get to third down. So 25, you're looking for 12 yards here. You're looking for 13 yards just so that it's not impossible on third down. But what you don't want to do is try to get a home run and turn the ball over.
Second down and long. Huebner knocked around, out of the pocket, looking, and incomplete. Out of bounds. Almost had that one picked off. Chance was covering on the play.
Another thing getting half back does for you is put you in field goal range. But you see here, that's just an excellent job by number 56, KJ Smith, the sophomore from Frisco, Texas, goes right after the ball in the backfield, knocks it loose. Huebner lucky to retain possession.
Third down and 25. Haven't heard from Kyle Klein in this game. He's a very good possession receiver. Huebner over the middle. And it's caught at the 40-yard line by Deontay Burton, but well short of the first down, and looks like Kansas State will punt it away.
Boy, the penalties just killing them on this series. They had such a great opportunity to drain the clock down, potentially get a touchdown, and receive the second half kick. Bill Snyder's going to let this clock dwindle all the way down, then take his last time out of the half.
So we'll take a quick break. Closing moments of the first half. Baylor up 21-7. Baylor with a 21-7 lead. Kansas State ready to punt it away
and send their offense back on the field.
Oh, wow. You're absolutely right. With 6 seconds to go, 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Kody Cook, Deontay Burton. Hubner moves to his right and won't get it away. He's sacked. Hubner sacked by Grant Campbell. Baylor, though, with 299 yards in total offense. Stidham, 10 for 17. 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. 21-7 Baylor. Gus Johnson along with Joel Klatt coming into this game. Partner, the story was true freshman Jerrett Stidham. Boy, did he deliver for Art Riles.
I tell you what, he has thrown some of the most beautiful passes in this game, right on the money, gone for touchdowns, and it was really the story of what he did and then the mistakes that Kansas State made on a couple of plays. First off, he got the opening kick and went right down the field. Quick drive, in for a touchdown. This was one of the most pretty passes of the first half. Right on the money to Katie Cannon. Hits the great Corey Coleman in stride for another touchdown. He's thrown for 255 and 2 touchdowns. And then it's what could have been for Kansas State. A couple of promising drives ending in turnovers. First the fumble from Hubner, and then getting away from the game plan, trying to throw the ball down the field, ending in the hands of the Baylor Bears. Hubner is definitely going to have to limit those turnovers in the second half. They get the ball, Gus, but as we look at the first half stats, you see that the rush yards for Kansas State are there, 144. They've got to make Baylor prove that they can stop the run game before they start putting it in the hands of the pass game in this second half.
So Kansas State will receive the football to start the second half. Spencer Evans sending it away. Morgan Burns, Dominique Heath back. And this one picked up at the 31-yard line as Couchman lays on the football. Let's go downstairs to Molly.
Thanks, Gus. Baylor's coach Art Briles called Jerrett Stidham's performance up and down so far. He's disappointed he missed 2 scoring opportunities, but he's happy that he stayed calm regardless. Briles most happy with his offensive line, said they're doing a great job. They're a big factor in Stidham's success, and time of possession obviously in favor of Kansas State. Briles said as long as we keep scoring, they'll have to throw the ball and we can get control of the game back, guys.
All right, thank you very much. First down and 10 at the 32-yard line for Kansas State. Hubner on first down, running the football, tries to get through the hole and is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Sean Oakman with the tackle for Baylor. And Hubner in that first half, 19 carries, 106 yards, and a touchdown. No gain on the last play. Second down and 10. Hubner pumping, fires, and incomplete. Short arm that ball to the far side. Deontay Burton may have been open, and that brings up third down and long.
Definitely not the situation Kansas State wanted to be in to open this second half. In the third and long, with Hubner about to have to stand in the pocket and make a throw down the field.
Third down 10 at the 32. Joe Hubner with time. Down the field. Caught! Kody Cook, another big catch for Kansas State. And he's hurt, but he gains 31 yards.
Well, that was a huge collision at the end of this play, but it all starts with the protection for Joe Huebner. He had time to let the route set up down the field. There, Cook makes an outside move, and then he gets back inside to the post route down the field, but you can see the collision at the end.
Chance was also injured for Baylor. First down and 10 of the 37 for Kansas State. Huebner running it, tiptoeing this time through the hole. And it's a 2-yard pickup. KJ Smith, first man to him.
The play that we haven't seen since early in the first quarter is that quarterback run play, that patient delayed run, and then Huebner standing up and throwing the ball over the middle on a pop pass style to a slant route. When you get closer to the red zone, that's what becomes open because of the man coverage being played by Baylor.
Charles Jones in the backfield, 2nd and 8. Baylor showing blitz. Now they back out of it. Here they come. Huebner hands it off to Jones. He spins. Almost popped that one loose. Taylor Young with the tackle for Baylor, but Charles Jones, if he could have gotten past Taylor Young, he may have been still running.
And Taylor Young, just an exceptional tackle, goes after the legs. He wasn't in great position, but he was able to get him down to the ground.
3rd down and 6 at the Baylor 19. Opening drive of the second half for Kansas State. Huebner throwing and incomplete. Dominique Heath, the intended receiver, and now that will bring on the field goal unit for the Wildcats.
I love what Phil Bennett did there. He didn't allow Huebner to get his feet set in the pocket because he brought Grant Campbell on a blitz, number 5. Campbell beat the guard Terrell Johnson and was right in the lap of Huebner, who was unable to follow through. He couldn't put anything on that ball, and that's why it falls woefully short of the wide receiver.
So Jack Cantelli in to attempt a 36-yarder. He's 8 of 10 on the season. Got it up and good. 10:47 to play, 3rd quarter. Kansas State will take the 3 points, but here comes Jerrett Stidham and the Baylor offense after this. Chris Platt back deep, ready to receive. Ian Patterson will send it away for K-State. Platt coming up the field at the 11. And Platt finally taken down as he crosses the 25 up to the 27-yard line. First down and 10 at the 32. Stidham out of the pocket throws. I wonder if she brought food. You think she packed some food for him?
For Jerrett?
Yeah.
I don't know, but they feed him pretty good on these trips.
Yeah,
you know,
there's nothing like Mama's cooking.
That's true. That's true. I know when he got to school last spring, he would go home, make sure he gets some home-cooked meals.
Maybe some cookies or something, eh? And this is Chafin running the football. Young kid is impressive, though.
He is, and he's done it tonight, you know, without a run game.
Dad's checking his stats. 3rd down and 2 at the 40. First down. Baylor, Jay Lee gets to midfield, and he's effortless with it. It doesn't look like it's a situation where he's coming in here and his nerves are out of control. And
yeah,
he's had a couple of moments.
Very similar to Josh Rosen, you know, in his first start, so calm and under control.
Coleman with the catch. He'll hop out of bounds.
You know, these quarterbacks nowadays at a young age, they're more and more ready to play right away in college football. We're seeing Kyler Murray play for Texas A&M, do a great job for the Aggies. Obviously, Josh Rosen has been sensational for UCLA.
And a handoff. Chafin again, and our Molly McGrath had a chance to talk to a very important person in Jerrett's life. Molly.
That's right, guys. I talked to Stidham's high school football coach Greg Winder. He talks to the quarterback every day. Texted him first thing this morning, wishing him good luck in his first start, reminding him, do what you're good at. Don't try to do anything out of the ordinary.
Chafin running. And Chafin close to a first down.
Got to give a lot of credit to this Kansas State defense. This is a run game that averages over 300 yards a game. And they're sitting here in the 3rd quarter. They've only run it for 65 yards on 18 attempts, under 4 yards a carry. This front 7 for Kansas State has done their job here tonight.
4th down and 1. Baylor going for it again at the Kansas State 41-yard line. Chafin remains in the game at tailback. Stidham. And caught. Kody Coleman. Watch out. Coleman, 10-yard line, 5-yard line, and finally out of bounds at the 2.
If you take a chance as a defensive back against Kody Coleman, you better make sure that you get to the football. Duke Shelley, the true freshman, breaks on the ball early, tries to go for it, just a fingertip too late, and Kody Coleman takes it inside the 5.
Chafin, the big back, 225. Stidham. Wow. Kody Coleman again. This kid is incredible.
He's only 5'11" and goes upstairs like he's 6'2". This is a great throw from Stidham, just giving a guy a chance in the back of the end zone. He goes up and over the true freshman Shelley for the touchdown. Kody Coleman is as impressive as they come in this sport.
7 straight games with 2 touchdowns or more now for Kody Coleman. 9 receptions, 207 yards, 2 TDs. 5:10 to play in the 3rd. Baylor going up 28-10. Kody Coleman again. (28-10). 3rd quarter. Kody Coleman with his 2nd receiving touchdown of the night. 7th straight game with 2 touchdown catches or more. Longest streak in Big 12 history.
20 touchdowns already on the season. 20. That guy is unreal.
Yes, he is. Spencer Evans ready to send it away. Burns and Heath back. This one kicked short. Fielded at the 30-yard line. And Kansas State will cross the 40 up to the 41. 1st down and 10 to the 42. Gronkowski in the backfield. Burton in motion. Hubert.
Play has been so effective for him on 1st down. They've gotten away from it a bit after the 1st quarter. I don't know why, because it presents situations like this. Gus, 2nd down, a short yardage, and the ability to go right back to that well and run the quarterback counter play.
2nd down and 10 to the 47. Hubner throws it out laterally to Kody Cook. And Kody Cook, gang tackle. Grant Campbell leading the way for Baylor.
I don't think I saw a game that Colin Klein played that he wasn't
bruised up, banged up, bloody.
And it's because they ran this offense with the quarterback run, and he was so good at such a big player. And then Tyler Lockett on 3rd down in this situation is where he showed up to make big plays.
3rd down and 8. Hubner over the middle and incomplete. Intended for Kody Cook. And that brings up 4th down, and K-State will punt.
Taylor Young, number 1 from Baylor, absolutely drills Joe Hubner here. On the blitz, barely gets it away, just got pounded.
Third punt of the game for Nick Walsh. Links Hawthorne. Lets it go over his head and into the end zone for a touchback. Stidham over the middle. Guns it. Caught. Juggled by Jay Lee. But he hauls it in at the 45. But talk about throwing the ball and putting it on the money.
You cannot throw the ball better than that. Right on his frame. No reason to bobble that. Lee just took his eyes off the ball.
3 catches, 52 yards for Lee. Now shot Linwood out of the backfield. And one thing I like about what Stidham is doing is he's got great touch on the ball.
Yes, he does. That's the ball, and you've heard me talk about it before. It's not a deep ball, and it's not driven or thrown hard. It's called a layered pass. You layered it over the linebacker in front of the safety.
Stidham again out to shot Linwood. Linwood with a receiving touchdown last week against Iowa State. Moore pushes him out of bounds.
And that's the nuance of the quarterback position. Normally, you don't see young guys with that type of repertoire. They can either throw it hard, they can throw it deep, but they can't throw it layered over the linebackers in front of the safeties. Stidham can do that.
3rd down and 2. Stidham. 1st down. Kody Coleman. And I remember you were talking about something in our meeting yesterday about how sometimes the big play when you're starting your first game on the road is just a normal play.
Well, it's staying within the system, Gus, and experience allows you to believe in the mundane. Inexperience, start getting caught up, and it's impossible to believe that the mundane can be great.
Now he runs it. So a little bit of everything. Mixed bag for Jerrett Stidham.
You know, he's run this offense for a long time, ever since he was a kid at Stephenville. And remember, Art Briles coached at Stephenville. Kendall Briles played quarterback at Stephenville High School. Kevin Cobb played. I mean, it's been a quarterback factory for a long time, starting with when Art Briles started winning state championships there. And this is the next product.
Stidham in trouble. And Stidham taken down. Good sack. Donnie Starks. And that could take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 28-10. Baylor with the ball and the lead. Back to Manhattan right after this. Bill Snyder Family Stadium here in Manhattan, Kansas. As we take a look at the scoring by quarters.
28-10, but it was a fast start for Baylor that's really put them in the driver's seat. And they've been able to maintain that edge ever since. Jerrett Stidham has been terrific against this Kansas State defense that's been very good against the run tonight. Baylor has only run it for 66 yards so far, only 3.3 per rush.
3rd down and 8. Stidham steps up in the pocket. He's got room. And he goes down at the 40, close to the 1st down. Looks like he has it.
You know, what's lost in this is that he was the #2 dual threat rated quarterback out of high school, second only to Kyler Murray. This guy has some quicks, and he shows it here. Breaks him down, gets himself across the chains for a conversion on 3rd down.
Remember, Baylor's got the wind in their face right now. Chafin lowers his shoulder and gets down at the 15-yard line. Caleb Pruitt with the tackle.
This tempo taking its toll for Kansas State.
There's big Laquan McGowan, goes in motion. He's 410 pounds. Look at his feet, folks. He can move. Stidham. And too far for Kody Cannon.
Bit of an overthrow there for Stidham. Don't know that he had him open. Wasn't trying to throw that one away, but definitely didn't give Kody Cannon a chance in the back of the end zone. A little unrattled here in the last couple of plays.
3rd down and 9 to the 22. Let's see if he can gather himself on this play.
He doesn't see the play clock.
They get it off in time. Stidham with time, lofts one in the end zone, and incomplete. Kody Coleman, the intended receiver, Duke Shelley, breaking it up.
That ball was just a hair late because Coleman is wide open, but Shelley has the last step right there to get back into the play for the ball. Plays the ball perfectly, goes up right through the catch radius. Duke Shelley from Tucker, Georgia, the terrific play.
So Chris Callahan comes in to attempt a 39-yarder. And it's up and good. 31-10 Baylor. Baylor number 6 last week in the AP poll. They were number 2. Art Briles, when asked about how they've fallen, said all we have to worry about is winning football games and the rest will take care of itself.
Let's hope it does. Lost a lot of faith in that committee based on their first rankings.
Did you?
Absolutely. I was disappointed Tuesday night. I love this sport, Gus. Follow it closely. I was disappointed in the sport. I was disappointed in the committee on Tuesday night.
Evans sends it away. This one will be returned from the 1-yard line by Morgan Burns. And Burns finally dropped at the 16. Second down and 1, Silman. And Silman crashes forward to the 46. A 20-yard gain.
And then just the last thing, everyone wants to say, well, these rankings don't matter, it's going to play out. These rankings do matter, folks, and anyone that tells you that they don't is lying to you. Because every game has a value, and that value is established by these rankings. This weekend, LSU and Alabama. This game with the number 6 team in the country, TCU and Oklahoma State. They all have a value based on where that committee placed those teams in their first poll. So it absolutely does matter.
First down and 10 at the 44. Huebner, is this a double pass? Kody Cook, yes it is. And it's caught by Jones out of bounds. Nicely done for Kansas State, but you got to keep in mind that 3 of the 4 semifinalists a year ago were not in the top 4 in the initial rankings, and eventual champion Ohio State was 16th in the first set of rankings.
Yeah, and that's what you got to rely on if you're not in that 4 up to this point. And we'll see if the committee continues to throw darts at different criteria as we move through November.
First down and 10 at the 35. And the handoff to Jones. No, that's Huebner running it, and he stumbles and gets to the line of scrimmage. And according to Art Briles, there's a lot of stuff that can go on between now and December 6th, but we can't get tied up in all that. Our job is to go win on the football field.
Well, they got hammered in that committee over their strength of schedule to this point. Apparently, Texas Tech's not a good win, even though Texas Tech was able to beat Arkansas. But in November, they'll have a chance to prove it. Here tonight, they've got Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, TCU down the stretch, including the date to end the year with Texas.
Huebner, wide open. Huebner sprinting to the end zone. Flag on the play. Huebner touchdown. But let's see if it stands up. 34 yards.
Personal foul, hands to the face by number 1 of the defense. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Touchdown.
Taylor Young. So Huebner. Sensational run here. Second rushing touchdown of the night.
Here's where it's happening. Number 1 and Glenn Gronkowski right here. That's where the penalty has taken place. His right hand just got right up into the face mask. I thought it would be a hold initially, but saw that right hand up there, and Huebner takes it into the end zone. Great drive from Kansas State.
31-16. Cantelli with the extra point, and it's good. 9:47 to play in the 4th. Wildcats still scratching and clawing. Joe Huebner, big touchdown. 31-17. Cantelli. Onside kick. Let's go to Mike Pereira in Los Angeles. Hold on, flag on the play. Corey Coleman fielding the kick.
It's an offsides on the onside kick. Onside kick from Kansas State.
On the kicking team, it's a 5-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. First down.
Shock Linwood trying to get outside. The stiff arm. Donnie Starks won't let him do it as he rides him out of play. Also, Sir Mike Moore defensively.
This run defense has held its ground and forcing another third down situation for the young Jerrett Stidham.
3rd down and 5. Linwood. And he will not get it as he crawls forward to the 42.
What a hold for Kansas State's defense. That is an excellent job. They got the momentum with the touchdown run from their quarterback, Joe Huebner. And that was their best series of football of the night at the most critical point inside of 9 minutes here in the 4th quarter.
So Drew Galitz comes in to punt it. First 3 and out of the night for Baylor. Galitz standing at the 27. Dominique Heath back deep. And he has it. And goes backwards at the 20, make it the 19. 8:28 to play in the 4th. Joe Huebner and Kansas State. Not done yet. We'll see right after this. First down and 10 at the 23 for Kansas State. Huebner to throw it, sidearm, caught. Kody Cook.
Now with the way that they run offense here, 2-possession game, Gus, there does need to be some urgency because they can't take 6 minutes and only leave themselves 2 to kick the ball off and get it back. So you've got to be thinking to yourself, if you're Kansas State, we need to score at the 5-minute mark as it hits 8 minutes right now. That's the game management that has to take place right now for Bill Snyder.
Gain of 7 on the last play, 2nd and 3 at the 20. At the 30, excuse me. Huebner throws over the middle. He's got a receiver. And it's a sprint. Dibble. Down inside the 25.
They've been running this ISO right at the linebacker the entire day. So Taylor Young steps up. He thinks he's going to get contact. Dimmel slips right by him, and that's an easy completion for Joe Huebner. What an excellent play design from Kansas State. Used the exact same play last year when they were able to go into Norman and get a big win over Oklahoma.
A 46-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the 24 for Kansas State. Huebner hands it off to Jones. And Jones will fall down inside the Baylor 20.
This defense for Kansas State has kept them in it all night long by stopping the run. Baylor yet to reach the century mark running the football. And now they've got a shot. 6:50 left. This defense gets the ball back for Joe Huebner, and now they're going to start pulling out the stops.
2nd down and 5 at the 19. Huebner handing it off to Jones. First down. Jones goes down at the 8-yard line. Ryan Reed with the saving tackle.
Here's Taylor Young again. He's going to get caught in the middle of the line. As he reads run, he gets in there and he takes the wrong gap and he's out of position, and then he's having to dive at the legs of Charles Jones.
Jones. And he'll get down at the 7-yard line. Maybe the 6. Orion Stewart with the tackle. Phil Bennett, the defensive coordinator for Baylor. Little antsy over there. 2nd and goal at the 7. Joe Huebner loves to run it in these situations. Huebner looking, breaks it back, and is sacked. Fans not happy. Bo Blackshear. A loss of 3.
Boy, the management down here after the penalty has not been good. Huebner has to understand that he cannot take a sack at that point. Just has to dive forward, try to get back to the original line of scrimmage to make this an easier 3rd down opportunity.
3rd down and goal at the 10. Looks like he's going to have to throw it this time.
And the clock taking way too much time.
Huebner. Play action. Huebner in the end zone. Touchdown! Deontay Burton. Uh-oh. It just got interesting in Manhattan.
Well, that was a beautiful throw from Huebner. They give the fake, and then he lofts it perfectly between 2 Baylor defenders, and Deontay Burton comes down to it. That is a heck of a catch from Deontay Burton, the junior from Manhattan, Kansas. His 3rd touchdown on the season.
So here comes Jack Cantelli in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. 7-point game. A lot of time left. 4:07.
Ooh, this is a critical decision for Bill Snyder.
You got to kick it away.
With the way their defense has played,
You kick it away. No onside kick. You don't need it now. You got a lot of time.
you don't want to end the game now by giving them a short field.
But Bill Snyder, he knows more than us.
He absolutely does. And the one thing that he may be thinking about is, Gus, his offense is not a quick strike offense. They're not a 2-minute offense. We've seen them have an inability to drop back and throw the ball. So if he wants to have the full complement of his playbook as they've been running it in this comeback, he would need the ball right now in order to drive down the field. They just took 4 minutes on their last drive to score a touchdown. He may need close to 4 again to go the length of the field and score a touchdown.
Looks like Ian Patterson will take a full windup. And he does. Kicks it deep. Zamar on clock. And Baylor takes a knee. They'll get it at the 25. So Bill Snyder, conservative. He'll rely on his defense to get him the football back. Baylor just 93 rushing yards tonight. First down and 10. Stidham to throw. Stidham over the middle. Oh, what a catch by Kody Cannon. Wow. And an even better throw. 40 yards.
Well, Art Briles just told me, take that traditional philosophy about the offensive line and go fly a kite. That true freshman is some player. What a throw to Kody Cannon. Time and time again, over the middle of the field, deep. This guy's been on point.
First and 10 at the Kansas State 35. Now they run it. Shock Linwood. Stidham has thrown for 419 yards. A true freshman, 19 years old, in his first career start, by the way, on the road.
23 of 33, and I can count off the top of my head 3 very clear drops from his wide receivers. This guy has been special tonight.
And as you mentioned, Joel, not only is he accurate, but he throws the kind of ball that's so catchable for a receiver.
Cuts through the wind. This guy is playing like a seasoned veteran.
Second and 2 at the 27. Chafin gets Lurie. Chafin down at the 15.
I've been so impressed with the way he throws the ball. His release is so perfect for a young guy. Watch it. He gets on top of the ball. Watch how the nose comes down when he's throwing that layered ball. Time and time again, the nose clears the linebackers. Now the nose starts pointing down towards the wide receiver. Textbook. This guy is incredible. It doesn't matter what situation. He's been on point, accurate throws. Wide receivers have caught in stride. Stidham has played an amazing game tonight.
First and 10 at the 16. 2:28 to play. Chafin. And he'll go down at the 12.
What that initial completion on this drive did is essentially just set them up in scoring territory. So now they can play conservative. They can play the clock. Kendall Briles holding his offense before he even gives him the play until about 18 seconds. Now he'll signal the play in on the play clock. About that 20 mark. Now he gets him up to the line of scrimmage. Great game management from the sideline there for Kendall Briles.
2nd and 5 at the 11-yard line. And they snap it. Chafin skipping. Now Kansas State's going to have to start thinking about using their timeouts. 2 remaining. And they stop the clock with 1:27 to go. Baylor has just destroyed most of their challengers this season. 56-21 SMU, 66-31 Lamar, 70-17 Rice, 63-35 Texas Tech, 66-7 Kansas, 62-38 West Virginia, 45-27 Iowa State. I don't know, Joel. Knowing Art Briles, he might let this one fly with this freshman.
I think he's doing a smart thing here and going to talk over it.
Art Briles, terrific quarterback himself, All-State at Rural High School. As you take a look at Stidham's numbers, 419 yards. This is the 11th best passing performance in Baylor history. And he's a freshman, and it's his first game. Yeah, incredible.
He's been sensational. Seth Russell was having such a good year, and even Coach Briles said, hey, this guy might have potential to do even more, and we've seen that tonight.
3rd down and 12. A first down pretty much ends this one for Kansas State. Stidham, he's going to throw it. Stidham in trouble and sacked. Travis Brents, Elijah Lee.
Dialing up the pressure, and they get home. Stidham did the smart thing, and he didn't put the ball in harm's way. You never want to take a sack when you're in the red zone, but at this point, ball security is way more important than the potential points on the board when you're sitting there with a 1-score lead.
So here comes Chris Callahan in to attempt a 41-yarder, good from 39 yards already. He started his career 1 of 6, but has made 22 of 26 since coming into this game. So 23 of 27 from 41 yards away. And he missed it. Wow! Kansas State still with life. 51 seconds to go. Down by 7, but they're out of timeouts.
Good hold. Just wide right. Kansas State with life. How big were those mistakes from Baylor on the last possession? Remember, they had a touchdown to seal this game, and there was a holding call. But now with no timeouts, Huebner's got to understand every pass is either for a first down or outside of the numbers. Cannot complete the ball in the middle of the field.
He's got no timeouts. Huebner throws it. Cook wants to throw it. Cook lets it go. Intercepted at the 40-yard line. Baylor ball. Terrell Burt. But there's a flag on the play.
Boy, that's going to be close. His right foot was definitely inbounds. The question will become, when did he secure the football? It looks as though he secures it with the right foot in bounds before the left foot hits. Hard to tell for sure.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on number 28 of Baylor. It's a 15-yard penalty.
Orion Stewart was taunting the bench of Kansas State after that Burt interception.
And the Wildcats out of timeouts. Baylor will kneel on the football. But here's a bigger question. How could it affect this Baylor team winning against the Kansas State team, loses 4 in a row, with the college football playoff rankings?
Well, that's a great question. There's one conference in this country that when you beat a team in the middle of the pack, you get a huge bump. Wins are hard to come by in conference, any conference in America, in particular on the road. Baylor has only won one time in this building prior to tonight. And a true freshman came in here and got their second win for Art Briles in Manhattan, Kansas.
A dejected Kody Cook who threw the interception. But a different story for this young man. Jerrett Stidham, 23 of 33, 419 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, no picks. His first start, folks, not bad.
Coach Jerrett Stidham's first start on the road in a hostile environment. What are your thoughts on his performance?
I thought he played outstanding. I thought it was a great game. It's a great win for us. You know, it's really a tough situation to come into with him and with our team, and thought our guys played tough, and we needed to win like this. You know, so we had some things kind of went against us there at the end. You know, without question, some of the calls that were made on the field did not go our way, but we were able to overcome it all. So it's a big win for us.
Coach, at the half, you called your offensive line great. What did they do to help bring your offense success?
I love those Baylor fans here. That's a big deal. They just, that's who they are. I mean, we got 4 guys that are 5th-year guys, and we got a 4th-year guy at center. You know, we're one of the most experienced lines in America. We'll get better. You know, we're not where we're going to be. We're going to get better.
Coach, finally, your team has been doubted, especially with your starting quarterback out for the season. What does this win say about the resiliency of your team, especially as you head into a tough November stretch?
We're good. You know, we've been 14-2 in November over the last 4 years. We're survivors. That's what we talked about last night at team meeting. We are survivors. All the stuff everybody's tried to do to us and what we've done ourselves, we're going to survive.